To prepare for this video, Slav and I had to fly to the beautiful island of Cyprus.
This really interested me. If you are seriously thinking about buying an Explorer yacht of this size or explore the coast of Alaska, Ed is absolutely the right person to contact.
How do I even start to describe this yacht? If you're a fan of real, rugged explorer yachts capable of withstanding extreme conditions, then prepare to be thrilled. If you appreciate fine Italian design, then you will be left wide-eyed and enchanted. And if you yearn for knowledge of the technical details and engineering of a yacht, we've got you covered. This is no ordinary explorer yacht. This is CAPE COD II. To prepare for this video, I spoke to the captain of the yacht, the broker representing her, and of course Slav and I had to fly to the beautiful island of Cyprus where the yacht is lying. Ed Dickinson from Northrop & Johnson in Monaco represents the yacht for sale. Now, I've known Ed for years, and in the occasional limoncello-fueled conversations about our dream fleet, the Cantiere delle Marche 102 is often featured high on the list for both of us. That's what CAPE COD II is, by the way. Ed spoke extensively about the layout of the yacht, something that I found very useful for the walkthrough that we'll be doing in a moment. But he also emphasised the naval architecture and the fact that she's built to what is known as LY3 compliance. That's Large Commercial Yacht Code 3. Amongst other things, this regulation ensures appropriate living space for the crew, thorough fire prevention measures, especially around the galley, and a very high standard of communication equipment. And the other thing that Ed enthused about was the engine room.
And with good reason, I have to say. If you are seriously thinking about buying an Explorer yacht of this size, then do take a look at the engine room, because maintenance and accessibility will be essential for you. Just take a look at this. These are two Caterpillar C18 engines. Look at the space between them. There's space on either side of the engines too. There's space even to work on top. And funnily enough, if your engineer needs to, there's even space to work underneath the engine as well. This is probably a good time to start telling you about the beginning of the shipyard that built this yacht, Cantiere delle Marche, because it had its origins in another shipyard called Cantiere Navale di Pesaro, who for about 50 years have been building commercial ships. Well, they got together with the sales director of a very high-end super yacht builder, and the marriage of the two gave birth to Cantiere delle Marche, who benefit from the technical expertise, the engineering of experienced shipbuilders, but the finesse and understanding of the expectations of high net worth individuals that comes from somebody who's been building super yachts.
And the fact that this is a luxury super yacht, in spite of her rugged exterior, becomes evident the moment you pass through the sliding doors from the aft deck to the main deck salon. When I spoke with Ed, he pointed out to me that this is the only CDM 102 that has been built with the owner's stateroom on the main deck. The other four all have crew accommodation on the main deck, and owner and guest accommodation below. Having seen how magnificent this area is, I'm surprised by that. Most yacht owners do prefer to be able to walk onto the yacht and easily access their cabin. I did ask, by the way, about the positioning of the television, and here is the solution. Below deck there are 4 guest staterooms, elegantly appointed and practically laid out, with 2 doubles and 2 twins, one of which has a Pullman bunk too. The storage space in the corridor too is really impressive. The decks also perfectly represent that harmony of rugged explorer and luxury yacht. The aft deck is a traditional yacht aft deck with a nice seating and dining area, but look at that deck hardware. Practical, strong, beautifully made and easily accessible for the crew. The upper aft deck is used both for tender storage with a 2-ton capacity crane and a Williams 565 tender, but also a more private dining area. Now it's important here to understand that under normal conditions at anchor with the owner on board, the tender will be launched and the freed up area decked with sunbeds so that the deck will look more picturesque. And the sun deck, well, what can I say? This is a true luxury yacht sun deck. From the hot tub to the barbecue station to the sunbathing areas, it's simply sensational.
Another thing that Ed pointed out to me was that the aft deck on the main deck and this forward section of the sun deck can be enclosed. Of course, you can't heat this area up here because all the heat would escape out the back, but the main deck aft can be totally enclosed and is heated. So if you want to do the Northwest Passage or explore the coast of Alaska, you can do that and still enjoy your time on deck.
Captain Peter also told me that the yacht is equipped with a 4-element boiler for extra heating beyond the normal reverse cycle air conditioning from the chillers. But that's not all he had to say. Peter and I met for dinner the day before filming, and let me tell you, he does not pull his punches when he talks about yachts that he's worked on in his 25 plus years of experience. So it was reassuring to hear his high opinion of CAPE COD II. He enthused about the hull design by renowned naval architect Sergio Cutolo of Hydrotech. The fine entry billowing out to a voluminous hull and gently tapering to the stern. I asked him if he'd ever been caught out in rough seas, and he told me of a time that he made a long passage with a tight deadline and the weather changed dramatically with waves of 3 meters in height and above. That's about 10 feet high, the height of a standard basketball hoop. Not only that, strong winds tested the stabilizers and put the yacht at times at a 90-degree angle. Weather like that can damage brick and mortar buildings, let alone a yacht in the middle of the ocean. Peter said that not once did he feel in any doubt that the yacht would make it through safely. No damage whatsoever was done, apart from tearing some of the canvas on a sun awning. Before we look at the accommodations on board for Peter and his crew though, let me tell you of two fascinating features that this yacht has. When a yacht is at anchor, it can often drift over the top of the anchor so that the chain rubs against the bow, creating noise and sometimes damage. CAPE COD II has a feature for the stabilizer fins called flip mode that allows the fins to paddle the boat backwards so that the anchor chain is kept tight and at the correct angle. WASP. WASP is a feature tied to the depth sounder that allows the yacht to remap the depth of the ocean floor wherever it goes. Now this new seabed cartography is not only useful for the yacht, but can be uploaded and shared so that other vessels benefit too. Peter's cabin is immediately behind the bridge, as is suitable for a yacht of this calibre. And the bridge is exactly what you would expect for an explorer yacht too. Dark colours for night navigation, a no-nonsense, well-equipped area with easy access to the two wing stations. Moving down we find the galley, and I have to say I was truly surprised by the size of it when you consider how big the owner's stateroom and salon are that share this deck space. This is such an important consideration if you really do want to make long passages with a yacht in relatively unexplored areas of the world. Moving down from the galley, we find a crew mess where 5 people can comfortably sit and eat together, and a further 2 cabins for a total complement of 6 crew.
And I'll end by showing you something that Ed said I absolutely have to highlight, and that's the Lazarette. Just take a look. This is 2 washers and 2 dryers. Just to be clear, that's washer, dryer, washer, dryer. These 2 units are the shore power converter. Now that assures global cruising capacity as far as your power requirements are concerned. This is the water maker, and worth noting that stored in the bow currently is an air compressor for your dive tanks. So this whole area can become a dive center too. And before I show you the ease with which your divers can access the ocean, this really interested me. As you can see here, currently the owner is storing their sea bobs, but if you're concerned about those awful lithium battery fires that from time to time occur, you'll be interested to know that the yacht is equipped with more than one lithium fire extinguisher specifically for that kind of event. Now, my understanding is that those fires occur when incorrect charging practices are applied. Of course, you should always charge the sea bobs in the proper way for safety, but if a problem does occur, you're covered.
For the Lazarette, the aft swim platform can easily be accessed, and this is equipped with a transformer platform that can lift for easy access to the dock if you don't want to use the passerelle, or lowers to become a comfortable stairway into the ocean. Super yacht features on an otherwise hardy and rugged explorer yacht.
And that's what CAPE COD II is, a wonderful blend of rugged shipbuilding engineer and technology with refined super yacht elegance. Now, I want to be clear, nobody should want to go out in weather with 3-meter high swells. You buy a yacht to experience pleasure, not to experience fear and panic as you hear your children ejected from their bunks screaming. However, if you do want to cruise extensively, there is always a risk that you may be caught out by bad weather. And if that happens, it's good to know that you're on a vessel that's done 10 rounds with 3-meter high swells and didn't even get a black eye from it. That is reassuring indeed. And one final thing, because often viewers are writing under the videos saying, if the boat is so wonderful, why is the owner selling? Well, quite simply, this owner has really enjoyed this yacht and now would like something bigger. Interestingly enough, Ed was telling me that as they were viewing together yachts of 120 feet and 130 feet, often the owner would come away and say, well, actually, it doesn't really seem to offer that much more than Cape Cod II. That's how great this yacht really is. And I have to say that if you are a qualified buyer and you're interested in taking a look at Cape Cod II, Ed is absolutely the right person to contact. Fly over to Cyprus, where she's currently located. At the very least, you'll enjoy some great halloumi and pasticcia.